So this is a continuation from our last reel about resealing the exhaust manifold because it was leaking due to blown exhaust gaskets from missing hardware. Also in that reel, you may have noticed that there was oil or a tar-like substance coming out of the number 3 exhaust port in the head. Now, looking inside of that exhaust port while the manifold was off, I could see that the valve stems in that cylinder were wet, and that is caused by failed valve stem seals in this case. I've actually ran into this before. It's important not to misdiagnose diesel fuel with soot, which is commonly mistaken as oil in the exhaust, with actual oil in the exhaust. Oil that's been ran through the exhaust is really sticky, it's very thick, it's like a tar almost, whereas diesel fuel with soot caused by wet stacking from idling too low or cold temperatures or big injectors or whatever the case may be, actually comes out and it looks like oil, but it is not. It is a much thinner fluid substance. Regardless, to fix this, we need to go ahead and replace our valve stem seals. I'm going to replace all 24 of them while I am in here. I did not see evidence on the others, but I have seen this issue in the past with aftermarket valve stem seals on actually one of my personal trucks. So we are going to go ahead, get in here, replace all these with some OE valve stem seals, and then we'll put it all back together. While I've got your attention, I want to show you this nifty pocket that is also a plug for the air intake. I'm really bad about putting tools and parts in these, but my boy, I sat down and printed this, or designed this rather, and we printed it on our printers, and I'm not quite ready to go full-blown scale on this, but by the time you see this reel, I will have these available on my Shopify at blevinsdiesel.com. I've got a couple revisions left to make, and it's more going to be like a pre-order because I'm not really ready to go full-bore production yet. And let's be honest, 3D prints take a long time, and it's going to take me a while to get some stock. So we're looking at like a week ship from the date that you'll see this, but you'll be able to find those on my website. So I've made a tool to do this with the head still installed on the engine, and all it really consists of is an old injector hold down and a piece of threaded rod off of a brake chamber and some of the nuts off of that as well. We will bolt this to where the injector is secured down to inside of the head. And then I cut this plate out and then actually used a step bit in order to taper the holes in it. So it will install over this stud. There is a nut and a washer. I keep this well lubricated, and we will actually use the threads and the nut to depress the valve springs so we can remove the keepers. Now it's important to note, while some of this stuff I feel is monotonous and pretty self-explanatory, I do have the piston on the hole that I'm working on at top dead center, and that is going to maintain the valves inside of the guides and not allow them to fall down into or to keep dropping to where I couldn't remove the keepers. So the piston is what is keeping the valves located in the head. A pencil magnet works great for removing these. So while I'm doing this job, I want to show you my tray. So I've got my new stem seals in it. I got a couple of sockets, and I've also got my keepers in there. I can focus in on that. Super handy. And then we will just remove this top plate. And then from here, we now have access to our valve seals. So you can pry these off with a pair of pliers or a screwdriver, but I actually have the tool to remove these. So we'll go ahead and take them off. So now that we have that off and our valve guides and our stems wiped down, I like to go ahead at this time and check the play that we have in our guides, and this one is a little bit excessive. It's not enough to warrant a valve job just yet because the issues that he's seeing aren't extreme enough that I really think that we'll be able to slow this oil consumption issue down with a set of seals. But there is some play here in these, and I've already done the rest of them, and there's some play in them as well. But this valve right here was the one that was actually giving us the most oil passing into that manifold port. And like I say, it's not any worse than the rest of them. So I really feel that we're just looking at a set of seals. So now we have our new seals installed. We will just put our valve train back where it came from and reinstall our keepers. I'm pretty sure they make this tool. I don't know what Cat doesn't sell one, honestly. I don't remember where I got the idea for this. I've had this for, I don't know, a couple years now anyway, probably. But you can buy these if you don't want to make one. I just needed one that day. That's why I built mine. So it's hard enough to install 2 keepers on one valve with a valve spring compressor. It is very difficult to do 8 at one time, so I find just a little bit of lubriplate or some type of grease will hold this keeper in and allow me to install them all at one time, and then on top of that use an impact, you know, to remove my tool plate. And that really is all there is to replacing valve stem seals. What was I going to say?